Okay, recording. Ha, hi. So hello, party people. It's been about 30 days, just over, since I received my BRCA1 genetic test result. And I wanted to come on here today and just talk a little bit about what's happened in those 30 days because it's been a lot. We have met with two breast surgeons, two plastic surgeons, one oncologist, gynecologist. I started three different support groups, and there's been a lot of processing of information, a lot of crying on my part. As you look at the first videos I did, I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny, but it's funny. The first videos I was kind of a crying mess around getting this information. And since then, as it has settled in, I'm less emotional about it. There are parts that still make me very emotional, but the majority of it has really settled in, and now I'm in action mode. So I want to kind of talk about what that process has been like for me. So, starting at the very beginning, receiving the initial diagnosis, right? Again, I do not have cancer, but hearing that I am a BRCA1 carrier and what that gene mutation really means, again, calculated risk score, my chance of getting cancer 60 to 70%, right? Of one or both. Now, could I survive those? Potentially. Could I die from those? Potentially. Do I want to take the chance? Fuck no, right? I have this opportunity, and it is a unique position to be in, and it's a gift to be able to mitigate against getting those cancers by doing these surgeries. So that's the road I'm going down. That being said, it is an emotional roller coaster because if you're like me and you have a strong family history of cancer, all of that stuff, watching your mom die, watching your cousin die, watching your grandfather go through treatment, both of your grandfathers go through treatment, watch my dad go through cancer and slowly die. Like all of this plays into what you do and what your response is, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally. And so that's where I have lived these past 30 days, is really trying to put my arms around what this situation means and share that, because I think for me, really, I used to be really scared of it. And now I don't want to be scared of it now that I know. And I don't want others to be scared of it. I don't want other people to live 50 years of their life terrified of something that they have a way to take action on and be risk averse and help themselves, right? Um, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to look back now, knowing how terrified I have been of getting this result, to now being in a place where I can take action around it. So, in some ways, it's been helpful to feel like I'm in a position of being able to take control of the situation, educate myself, learn about these procedures, understand my risk, be able to take action. Is great, right? That helps sort of with the mental aspect of this. It really is great. So, me sharing is really part of that mission to help other people don't do what I do, right? Or what I did, in terms of waiting to get tested. If you have a strong family history, get tested. Knowledge is power, right? It's always been in every arena on the planet. Knowledge is power. So educate yourself. The emotional side of things and the other sort of mental side of things is when you're doing a preventative surgery, you are volunteeringly giving up your body parts. Now, some of you may say, what's the big deal? It's a boob job, like, or, it's, a hysterectomy. That's not a big deal. It's a small procedure these days. You are giving up your fucking body parts. Straight up, stop, right? You are taking away your breasts, and you are taking out your womanhood. And that is a lot. That is a lot. Even if it's for the good, right? Even if it's for the good, it is a really weird place to be. Now, for friends and family who I've been communicating with, one of the things that this process has made abundantly clear for me is, if by doing this means I don't have cancer, great, I'm all in, right? Crystal clear on that. There is no debating that topic for me. But at the end of the day, you're saying, please take out my parts, right? This isn't a game of operation. You don't take them out, put them back in. You can't correct things if you make a mistake or go back, right? Well, I mean, you can correct things if you make a mistake, but there's consequences to that, right? And, fortunately, my age, right? Taking out my potential, uterus, definitely my ovaries and my fallopian tubes, I'm already partway through menopause. So for me, hormonally, hopefully, knock on wood, it's not going to be that great of an emotional shift, right? And then I can do HRT and some other things that weren't available to me prior to this, because of, we didn't want to feed cancer if we didn't know the root cause of it. And if my breast tissue is gone, then I can do HRT, and that's great. But I'm still taking out my parts, and there's an emotional side of that, of altering your being, right? And it is hard. It is hard to come to terms with that and let that go, right? And knowing that it's for me to have a better life and better health. And then when it comes to your breasts as a woman, right? I love my boobs. I feel sexy. I like the way they look in a shirt or in a dress, right? It is a big part of your identity. At least it is for me, right? And so when I think about them not being there, when I think about what it means to give that up and to reconstruct it, it's a lot. It's hard. Now, it's amazing to have technology today and be able to do this, right? Like doing the procedure that I'm going to do, which is using a deep flap construction and using my own tissue, or going the way of implants, right? Excuse me one second. Sip of water. Or to be able to do implants, right? There are options out there today to allow you to do this and come back into some form of, womanly form or shape, right? And to get that back. But it isn't the same, right? It just isn't the same. Could it be better? Sure. Could it be worse? Oh yeah. So it's a lot to think about. Giving all of that up. Even again, you guys, doing it for all the right reasons. So where have I been in these 30 days? I have been processing that I now have this gene and that it can, turn into aggressive breast and ovarian cancer or others. Wrapping my head around that I actually have a choice, and I am fortunate in the sense of being able to do preventative surgeries if that's the route that I choose, which I am choosing. But it's also a lot to voluntarily give up your parts, right? And it is phenomenal in so many ways that you can reconstruct your breast area. So, and get back to that form of womanly shape. Um, so that's what these 30 days have looked like. Now, the next 30 days is going to be interesting, right? Because then we're going into really determining what is the right surgical team for me and getting those surgeries on the books. They will be done this year, and we just have to dive a little bit more into some of the details, some additional testing, and making sure that I'm capable of handling the surgeries again, because it'll all be done in one lovely big bang. But that's a lot to take on too, right? And then again, that'll be sort of like phase 2 of this, right? Phase 1 is getting the information and that genetic test result, and phase 2 is now the action of, now we're going to do surgery, and what does that really mean? So yeah, so that's what it looks like for now, you guys. Again, I think I really look at this as though it's a gift and an opportunity. I wish that I had looked at that when I was younger, but I didn't, and I'm here. And so now I just want to share and help others understand what it looks like. And I'm nobody, right? Like, I'm just a girl that's going through this. Again, I think I said this in another video. My story is no different than anybody else's. But I think far too often we don't share some of this stuff. And so I'm here and I'm sharing. So if you want to subscribe and follow along, I'm going to continue to do these videos. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to share. Have a great day.